The first thing the woman did after Rebirth was watch her sister steal her fiancé, and chose not to stop it, because she knew better than anyone how shameless they were in the last life. But when she saw the cold glint in their eyes, she realized they too had lived this life before. Still, she was curious. When her sister one day watches her man rot away down there, would she regret today's choice? In the past life, both the scumbag and the general were disabled when proposing. Her sister married the general first for power, but on their wedding night, he soiled himself in bed. Disgusted, she covered her nose in horror, thinking her sister also married into misfortune. But the woman used a family heirloom pill left by her grandfather, and healed the scumbag's hidden illness. She even helped him rise to the position of general, while her sister's husband stayed bedridden, and became a complete cripple. Just when the woman thought she could finally live happily, her scheming sister stabbed her in the stomach, and her husband not only didn't stop it, he even told her to step aside. Only then did she realize they had been conspiring all along. Fate gave her another chance, sending her back to the day the scumbag came to propose. This time, her sister chose the scumbag on her own, and left the general to her, even coaxing their mother into asking for the heirloom pill. The woman saw through their plan, but still agreed. Watching the smug expressions on their faces, she secretly rejoiced, because without her medical skills, that pill would only cause the user's lower body to rot and stink. But of course, she wouldn't be stupid enough to tell her sister. This time, let her sister walk into the abyss of the scumbag's family. In her past life she was tortured by her in-laws. This life she would never let that happen again. Soon, she brought the marriage contract to the general's mansion. His parents were surprised, and said if she wanted to back out, they wouldn't stop her. But she checked the general's pulse on the spot, vowing confidently that he would stand in 1 month to greet his bride. Then she pulled out her needles, and began treatment immediately. Soon his body began to regain strength. His parents were overjoyed, and for convenience, they even moved next door to her estate. But that day, they ran into the scumbag and her sister, thinking she still wanted to cling to him. Her sister immediately mocked her to stay away from her fiancé. The woman calmly said she was there to treat the general, but her sister publicly accused her of using medicine to torture him. The scumbag smugly said if she begged on her knees, he might help her marry a cook from the canteen. The woman just told him he'd better worry about his own health. Striking a nerve, he angrily told her to get out. But the old general suddenly arrived, personally declaring he had begged her to marry his son, and publicly warned anyone who bullied her was his enemy. The scumbag was so scared, he quickly apologized, and the crowd began whispering. Clearly the sister framed her out of jealousy. Hearing that, the sister felt utterly humiliated. Meanwhile, after a full month of treatment, the general's legs had finally recovered. With the woman's encouragement, he stood up on his own 2 feet. The old general was moved to tears, and even bowed to her in thanks. Soon the day came for both sisters to get married, each waiting for their groom's arrival. But their father and stepmother gave all the dowry to the younger sister. And to get revenge, the scumbag and sister locked the woman in a small room, using thick smoke to force her to admit her medical skills were fake. Then the scumbag showed up in a rented car to marry the sister. Their biased father even falsely accused the woman of stealing money and running away last night to avoid the wedding. Suddenly all the praise shifted to the sister. Just as they were feeling triumphant, the woman appeared safe